Hello everyone, it's Michael Azar here, and welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, we are going to be discussing how to get better at singing by yourself. So, why should you learn to sing by yourself? Well, sometimes if you're just a member of a choir, you lose the ability to be self-sufficient. So if you're just singing with other people, you can't really get your own autonomy. So learning how to sing by yourself and singing by yourself well helps you get your own vocal autonomy and find how you want to sing. So, what's the first step? Learn your theory, whether it's regular staff notation or Byzantine notation or Gregorian chant or whatever theory you're doing. Learn it. You should learn how to read your music so that you can interpret it yourself. If you only learn things by ear, the only thing you learn is the interpretation of other people, but you never learn how to interpret things yourself. So learning your theory allows you to take control of the music and be able to put your own style into it. A lot of people, they say theory is overrated. I can just learn things by ear. Well, maybe that can work for a couple hymns, but if you want to chant or sing a lot of songs by yourself, you can't just rely on other people to provide you lessons for them. You have to learn them by yourself. You have to find out how do you learn theory so you can learn songs by yourself. It's very important. The next thing is to increase your volume, how loud you're singing. Now, loud does not mean good necessarily, but if you're going to sing by yourself, you have to be able to project your voice so that it can be heard. If you sing in a choir, it's very easy to lower your voice and lower your volume so that it blends. But when you're singing by yourself, you don't want to blend. You never want to blend when singing by yourself because that just makes your voice weaker. You want your voice to stand out and be stronger. You want your voice to have resonance. And you want your voice to have diction to it. If you are not singing loud enough, then no one will hear your solo voice. The third thing is to listen back to your own recordings. Try recording yourself singing by yourself. Alright? You have to be able to listen to it with a critical ear and pick out what you like and what you don't like. When you are trying to make an interpretation of a piece, you have to see what works and what doesn't work. If you listen back and see there's something you don't like, then cut it out. If you listen back and see something you really like, then keep it in. Also, when you listen back to yourself, you can check your pitch. The way I got really good at pitches and making sure that my pitch is very stable and on point is by listening back to myself. Before I started listening back to myself, I would notice that there were some places where I was just consistently sharp or a little flat. And when I listened back to myself, I could really check my pitch and fix it. And because of that, I'm able to fix my pitch for other things. So, listening back also helps your pitch. Also, while we're on the subject of pitches, make sure you can hold a pitch. You can't sing by yourself if you're all over the place. If you start a song and end on a different pitch than what you started it as, something's wrong. You can't be singing solo like that. If your voice is all over the place, first of all, it sounds bad because if you're ending up flatter or sharper than where you started, your pitches are off. And if your pitches are off, everything else is going to fall apart. Alright? Make sure that you have a strong sense of intonation. If you are not in tune with yourself, then not only is no one else going to like to listen to you, but when you listen back to yourself, you're going to really notice all these mistakes. So make sure you really have a good stable pitch. The next thing I'd recommend is to listen to other good singers. Now, I'm not saying you should listen to them only and not be able to put your own interpretation into them, but I'm saying when you listen to other singers, you're able to pick out good things that you can use in your own music. For example, if someone has a way of interpreting something that you like, you can take it for your own music, right? I would do that. I would find chanters or singers I think are good and see what they have to think about the music. If their thoughts are good, then I'll go and add a couple of their thoughts into my music. Or someone else's thoughts. Because a lot of times, music is about collaboration. What type of ideas is someone going to bring to the table? If someone brings ideas you like, you can take some. But likewise, you should be able to bring your own ideas to the table and see what other people have to say about them. If other people like your ideas, then they'll use them. It's a nice symbiotic relationship between singers. But also make sure when you do this to leave out the bad stuff. If you notice somebody's always scooping into their notes and it's really distracting, or if somebody always does weird small dynamics like oh every time they sing, maybe don't add that stuff. it's not really appropriate for whatever genre you might be wanting to chant or sing. But make sure that what you do learn is good, but not bad. Always make sure you don't pick up on the bad stuff, because that ends up going into your own singing and making some bad habits you don't want. The last piece of advice I would give for singing solo is to know better singing techniques. You should learn how to breathe when you sing. Especially, breathing is the most fundamental thing. If you can't breathe right, you can't sing right. Make sure you know how to breathe. Make sure you know how to open your mouth when you sing. Make sure that you know how you want your sounds to come out, how you want your syllables to come out. Make sure those are on point. Know how to pronounce words better. Make sure you don't close to the R's when you're singing. Don't say rejoice or like other things where you're closing to the consonants. That's a very easy thing that you can fix by really working on it. Making sure that how you stand is correct, your posture is good. All these are singing technique. And knowing good singing technique helps you sing better. Knowing these tools for singing better will just naturally help you project your voice and make the tone you want. So, I hope you found the video helpful. If you did, I'd greatly appreciate if you liked and subscribed. Other than that, I'll see you in the next one, and have a great day.